In the next few lessons, we return to the subject of bidding, and we're going to start to look at competitive auctions, which are auctions where both sides are bidding. In our forthcoming lesson, we're going to focus on simple overcalls, what they mean, when to bid them, and how to respond. But first, to prepare for this subject, let's have a bit more context on what a competitive auction is. The auctions that we've seen in our lessons so far, one pair has been allowed to bid uninterrupted. One player, opener, opens the bidding and their partner, responder, replies. And the language of bidding that we've learnt so far allows opener and responder to describe the shape and the strength of their hands and hopefully to find the best contract to play in. Up until now, the other players at the table have been silent in the auction, simply passing whenever it's their turn. This is referred to as the uncontested auction. But guess what? In reality, bridge isn't like that. The other players want to get involved too. Just because South has opened the bidding, it doesn't mean that West and East must stay silent. In fact, West and East may even hold the best cards at the table and may be able to make a contract of their own. Or they might be able to make a game contract. Or they may just want to get in the way and make life harder for North-South to find their best contract. Or perhaps East may simply want to tell partner that they just have a particularly good suit so that if East and West become defenders, then their partner knows what to lead and how to defend. So one way to think of these competitive auctions is that opener and responder would like a nice, sophisticated, adult conversation. A detailed exchange of information in bids in which they try to describe their hands precisely. And then we might think of the opposing pair, East and West, as two loud children shouting across the table, trying to get each other's attention. Air bidding is much less sophisticated and precise. It's almost as if they're speaking a different, simpler language from their opponents. One of the most useful tools in the competitive auction is for the opposing players to make a simple suit overcall. An overcall is a bid by an opposing player made after one side has opened the bidding. In its simplest form, it just says, partner, I've got a great suit and here it is. Here's an example of how a competitive auction might unfold. South is the opener on this hand. They open one heart, and as we've seen from our bidding so far, an opening bid of one heart just promises 12 or more high card points and at least 4 cards in spades. Now West comes into the action. Rather than passing, they overcall. They make a bid of one spade, and that just simply says, partner, I've got a great spade suit. It doesn't tell you an awful lot about the strength of their hand even, but it just says, I've got good spades. Now responder has to bid. Now generally what will happen is opener and responder will try and bid as normally as they can, almost ignoring the intervention by the other players wherever possible. So here North can respond. Perhaps they've got, say, 4 card support for partner's heart suit and a weak hand, say 6 to 9 high card points. In that case, they would have bid 2 hearts had there been no intervention. They're still going to bid 2 hearts, even though there's been some intervention by West. They're simply bidding to show partner that they've got support for partner's heart suit and a few points in their hand. That's their natural, normal responding bid, and they will make that 2 hearts. But now East can join the party. They don't have to be silent either. They can say, partner, I know you've got spades. Well, I like your spades and I've got a good hand to support you. I'm going to bid 3 spades. And you can see now how the auction has started to unfold. Now it's South's turn to bid again. And you can see the auction is a lot more interesting than before. Maybe North and South will bid 4 hearts, a game contract. Or maybe they will let East and West play in 3 spades and try to defeat that contract. Or maybe East and West have got the best hands and should bid on and make their own game contract in 4 spades. So West's entry to the auction by making an overcall has spiced things up for everybody. In the forthcoming lessons, we're going to look at several competitive auction situations. We're going to start with looking at simple overcalls, and there are other situations as well that will enable the opponents to come into the bidding, describe their hand, and make the whole game more interesting. So this is just an introduction. I look forward to the next lesson where we start to look at suit overcalls. We'll see you soon in that lesson. Thank you. Bye.